Now in this video I will be discussing about the functions of the commercial bank, the different functions that the commercial banks perform. Number one, the main function of the bank is first to accept the deposit from the public. Because if it does not accept deposit from the public, it will not get the money resource. It will not get hold of the large monetary resource that it will use for lending purposes. So deposits are accepted in three accounts. You all must have heard of savings account, then fixed deposit account and current account. Now I will be discussing about what are the features of all this account. Now savings account is the one where I can deposit the money and I can withdraw it whenever the demand for money arises through checks or from ATM. Now the facility is given and the bank uses the money for lending purpose. So there are many savers in the economy. Not only me, there are many who creates a saving account with the bank. Suppose a particular bank I am talking. Then if you take all the commercial banks in totality, there are so many individuals who have created this savings account and who are depositing in that account. So bank will be able to pool a large amount of money for its lending purpose. And what is the benefit? That my money is not obstructed. If I want, I can withdraw it on my demand. But there are few restrictions on the withdrawal or I can say the how many times of withdrawal, because if you exceed the time, they will be deducting some extra charges. Now why it happens? Now it happens because, let me give you an example. Suppose I am going and keeping my money in the bank 10,000 rupees. Now from time to time, if I withdraw on demand and if I draw the entire 10,000 rupees deposited again, will the bank have anything to use it for lending purpose? No. So bank allows you to withdraw your money on demand, but it doesn't allow frequent withdrawals, because if we withdraw so many times an entire amount, then bank won't be having the money to use it for loan purpose and to generate income from there and to charge interest. So there are certain restrictions on the withdrawal also. Next comes fixed deposit. It is almost like saving deposit, but here when I am depositing the amount, I cannot withdraw on demand before completion of a certain time period. For example, I have fixed the deposit amount for 6 months or for 1 year or for 3 years. So if I am fixing the deposited amount for 3 years, within 3 years, I cannot take my money back. And the bank gives more interest in the fixed deposit account. Now why it gives more interest? Because the bank knows that the particular person who have gone for fixed deposit account and not for saving account will not be able to withdraw the money. So bank is for sure having the money to use it for lending purpose and to generate income from there. So the bank has the capability to use the money for the entire time period without even a single withdrawal. So bank gives more return. So that is the benefit. We want to create fixed deposit account because we get more return, but we cannot use the money or withdraw it on demand before the completion of the maturity or the time period. And banks, why do they give us more interest for saving with the bank? Because here saving is happening for a fixed term and we are not withdrawing. So bank will have the money definitely to use it for loan purpose for a longer span of time. So the interest in fixed deposit account is more than the interest given to those who holds a saving account with the bank. Number 3 is current account. Now current account is opened in the bank by the businessman who have everyday transactions where there is inflow of money and outflow too frequently. So suppose I am a businessman and I have received a payment. So it will not be safe to keep the entire amount at home. I keep it with the bank. And suppose I have different kind of payments to be made to other people. So from the bank, from my account only, all the payment can take place without me handling the cash. So what is the benefit of holding a current account? A person, a businessman can be safe about his money. Bank keeps an account of that. So my receivables are kept in bank and the payments are made through bank. But no interest is paid over here. Now why no interest is paid? Because bank cannot use this money for lending out to the people. Because when a businessman is having such an account, which from where frequent withdrawal, frequent payment has to be made, bank is not sure about the money whether to use for loan purpose and how to generate income from there. So the bank also does not give any interest because bank is unable to use the money of the current account holders. So it does not come to benefit the bank. So bank also doesn't give the current account holders any benefit. Then the question will arise, then why do the bank allow to open the current account? They allow because when the businessman is actually receiving payment, the bank can directly take the payment in his name and the bank can also pay behalf of the businessman to all the different people who has to receive. So bank is giving a service of receiving payment on part of the businessman and on making payment out of his account on part of the businessman without involving the businessman. So bank here gives service to the businessman for which it earns a service charge. And that is the bank's benefit. Now before going to the other functions, I want to tell you that commercial bank's basic motive is to maximize profit. And from where it maximizes profit? By giving out loans, the interest income forms the major profit of the commercial bank. So from the savings account holder and the fixed deposit holder, bank receives the cash which it uses for loan purposes and generates interest income in return, which is the profit of the bank. And from where it cannot generate loan and cannot earn any kind of profit in the form of interest, it charges a certain amount for giving the service. Now next function, very obvious, already told you that with the money which are deposited in the bank, the commercial bank uses it for lending purpose other than storing. So lending means it is the credit creator in the economy, and by this credit creation it earns the return as rate of interest on the loan. So for giving untimely loan, it charges a rate of interest from the public and it is generally high, which forms the income or profit of the bank. Third is agency function. Now you will see banks nowadays offer many kind of function. For example, if I hold an account with a certain bank and if I tell them that I am very busy, I will be not handling any of my payments, you pay my electric bill, you buy share for me if I am an investor. So what do the bank do? It links the account with every payment areas, and on a particular date when the time comes, it makes all the payment on my behalf or the customer's behalf without the customer bothering about the same. So basically bank is performing on behalf of the customer as an agent. So that is known as agency function. For example, I want to buy a share of a company. I want to be owner of a company. Why I want to be? Because I see that there is scope of earning future profit. But I have no time to gain knowledge about the company, whose share to buy and whose share not to buy. So the bank officials who are sitting there will do the job on my behalf. They will buy the share for me from the money which is present in my account, and they will store it in my name. I will get the benefit of holding the share. Similarly, paying of electric bills, paying taxes. So whenever it comes, the bank will do from my behalf, from my account only. So bank is basically doing a service. Instead of bothering me, it is doing the work on my behalf, but the money used is from my account only. It is not bank's money. It is my money with them, which they are using for making payment, which I have promised outside, all the payment that are to be made without bothering me. So it is doing work on behalf of me. It is known as agency function. It is working as an agent. Now, why does the bank engage in all these things when its main purpose is to create loan and earn profit? Because by giving service to the customers, by acting as agent on their behalf also, they earn certain service charge. And why these service charges are also important? These are like side income. So if you are having a main occupation and if you have some weekend or time left, you engage in some other work to earn extra income. Similarly, bank's main function is to give out loan and earn profit. But other than this source also, all the other work they do is for profit earning. So the service charge, it is an add-on to the profit. It's like cherry on the cake. Now going to utility functions. Now banks also give us certain utility functions. For example, we store gold and other valuables like will, then property papers, because we feel that it is not safe to store at home, and we go to a particular institution, bank, who stores all these valuables on our behalf. And for storing all these things, we have to give an yearly subscription fee for locker service and for all these things. So from here, by giving the utility function also, it charges a service charge. For giving the service, it also takes a service charge. So you can see the main purpose is to give out loan and earn profit. But other than profit earning through loans, it also have other focus areas from where it can contribute and add on to bank's income. The last one is exchange function or buying and selling of currency. Now suppose I am going to, India is going to import something from outside. So when we are importing something from outside, we have to pay the money in their terms, in their currency. So from where we will get that? From the commercial banks. They have the store of these foreign currencies. And what will happen? When we will give the cash according to how much value of imports we are buying, they will in return give the foreign currency to which country, according to which country the payment has to be made. So it is basically buying the rupees, Indian rupees, and selling the foreign currency. And this is a kind of service that they are offering, because without the service, import will not be done. Similarly, when we export our commodities to outside, and suppose we receive the payment in foreign currency, we cannot do the traders cannot use that money. So they will go to these exchange banks in order to change the foreign currency into Indian rupee. So they are basically buying the foreign currencies and selling Indian rupees. So they are engaged in buying and selling, and for this the trade flourishes. It helps the import and export, so the trade also flourishes. If there was no banks who will engage in buying and selling of currency, then importing and exporting would have been difficult, trade would have been difficult. So this much is the function of commercial bank. If only one function has to be mentioned, what is the main function? Lending. or credit created in the economy. Second, they are there for profit maximizing. So whatever work they do, they actually charge a service fee. In order to, for buying and selling the currency, they are offering such service. Here also they take a service fee. So whatever function, if you see, they are doing mainly for the aim of profit maximizing.